A local pastor arrested and now charged with domestic assault.
To know that I have a purpose in life. To know that God is not through with me.
Plus, a Good Samaritan gets a second chance at life.
Now, from West Tennessee's News Channel, this is 7 Eyewitness News. Good morning, West Tennessee, Saturday.
Good morning, West Tennessee. I'm Erica Williams. Today is Saturday, August 9th. We'll get to those top stories in just a moment. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Eddie Holmes. He's standing by in the Viper 7 Weather Center with a look at this morning's forecast. Good morning, Eddie.
And good morning, Erica. Good morning, West Tennessee, and a happy weekend to you. And if you're making plans on being out of doors, you're going to have to be advised we may have more rounds of thunderstorms. In fact, we've got some to show you on Viper Doppler radar. You can see that activity up around northern Benton County, also an isolated storm near Huntington. In fact, we'll just go ahead and take a quick tour because you'll see that concentrated area that's generally to the south with Savannah and Selmer being under the gun this morning. Especially just north of Selmer, some very intense lightning strikes, 150 per minute, and it looks like that this activity will likely progress as we go through the day. We'll take a look outside. We see mostly cloudy skies in Jackson right now, and we've got temperatures that are in the mid-70s across most of the area. Right now in Jackson, we're at 74 degrees, and some other temperatures show you those mid-70s very prominent. We're looking for highs today in the 80s, and as we go through the day, we'll top out in the mid-80s with at least a 60% chance of showers and storms. Heavy downpours are possible. We'll talk about that and the change that finally will come in our forecast. We'll see that in the 7-day a little bit later. Erica?
Thank you, Eddie. A West Tennessee minister arrested for domestic assault after an argument with his sister-in-law. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Jordan Hall talked to the victim, who says she's still in shock.
And I'm saying, no, this man shouldn't be even in the pulpit. That's the way I feel.
Marcina Jelk says the only thing between her and Clifford Morris Thursday night was this mosquito racket. She says he beat her with his fists and threatened her with a knife as he told her to leave his home in Jackson.
I was fearing for my life at the time.
Morris is Jelk's brother-in-law, but also, according to Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church in Humboldt, serves as one of its associate ministers.
He should be extremely ashamed. Kids are looking up to him and teenagers are looking up to him. So he should be ashamed of himself.
I talked with one of the ministers here at Morning Star, and they said they did not want to comment on the issue just yet. But if Morris is found guilty, he could be expelled from his position here at the church. Jelk says she's concerned for her sister's safety.
I feel like, it's time for me to stand up because I'm scared that something might happen to her. And I think it's time for her to get out.
We reached out to Morris and his wife for a comment on the incident, but they did not want to talk with us about what happened. Morris is back at home after posting $1,000 bond. In Humboldt, Jordan Hall, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
Nell Morris was charged yesterday with simple domestic assault. He'll return to court next month. In a follow-up, Jackson police make a second arrest in a June shooting that injured an infant and still has the child's mother hospitalized. Kawan Murphy was taken into custody early Friday morning on North Royal Street. He faces 7 counts of attempted murder. Police believe Murphy and Damian McFarland, who was arrested 3 days after the shooting, were 2 of the 4 gunmen who shot into a home on East End Drive on June 12th. 7 people were inside the home.
So we're asking that anyone, if they have information, to call us because we want every person involved, we want them held accountable for what they did.
Jackson police are asking for help identifying the 2 other gunmen. A Lexington man charged in Jackson accused of forcing himself on a clinic worker. 69-year-old Charles James faces a count of sexual battery for the incident that allegedly took place on Thursday. He was charged yesterday in Jackson City Court. He's now free on $1,000 bond. Investigators say after a clinic worker at Primary Care Specialist in South Jackson drew his blood, James grabbed her, fondled her, and kissed her against her will. James is scheduled to return to court September 4th. Well, come September 1st, there's a new sheriff in Madison County. Republican John Mayer says he does plan on making some personnel changes. He's bringing his own chief deputy, and he says he's going to implement a management style that he hopes will make employees feel less like worker bees and more like family. Mayer says he hopes to tackle county crime by working closely with the police department, as well as utilizing some of his connections from when he worked with the TBI.
I mean, I'm going to rely not only on the Bureau, but the federal agencies and the U.S. Attorney's Office that I've always worked with throughout my whole career.
Coming up in the second half of Good Morning West Tennessee, hear more from Mayor and his plans for Sheriff of Jackson. The Madison County Sheriff's race went down in history as one of the county's most expensive elections. So just how much do each candidate spend per vote? Well, we did the math. As of the last financial disclosure report that came out 1 week before the election, Republican Sheriff-elect John Mayer spent $193,422.48. That equals at least $17.83 per vote cast in his favor. His contender, independent Rick Staples, spent $99,831.57, coming in at least $10.82 per vote. The cost per vote is calculated by the total amount of each candidate spent on their campaigns divided by their total number of votes. Now, since county elections are over, Jackson Mayor Jerry Gist breaks his silence about his new challenger. Outgoing State Senator Lo Finney announced Wednesday he will put his name on the ballot for the city's top office in 2015. Gist says Finney's announcement was poorly timed, made 1 day before the general election and state primaries. Finney has served as state senator for the 27th district for 8 years, representing several counties in West Tennessee, including Madison County. He says with the recent increase in crime, he felt there was no time to waste in making his announcement.
So there are things about the mayor's office which you cannot learn in Nashville.
You can argue about policies and experience level, but at the end of the day, people want to see results.
Hear more from both Finney and Gist coming up in the second half of Good Morning West Tennessee. And Gibson County now has a new sheriff in what could be one of the closest races in West Tennessee. Paul Thomas was the winner by only 25 votes. Thomas, Chuck Arnold, and Rodney Wright were all neck and neck till the end during election night Thursday. Arnold was in the lead up until the last precinct brought in their votes. That was when Thomas narrowly pushed ahead, bringing Arnold's 8 years in the sheriff's office to an end. Voters have mixed reactions about the outcome of the race.
It was a tough race. I know a lot of people were voting for Paul Thomas, and he came out on top, and I think he's going to do Gibson County a lot of good.
I was really surprised. I thought Sheriff Arnold was really going to get it again. He's been a good sheriff. He's been with us for a long time. I was really shocked.
As of right now, according to the Gibson County Election Commission, the vote has not been contested. Paul Thomas has not said when he will resign as lieutenant investigator with the Milan Police Department. In an update, it's a story of survival. James Theus, a Good Samaritan critically injured while helping a friend last May, is back home in Jackson, ready to seize his second chance at life. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Victoria Taylor has the story.
It just all happened within a split second.
A sign with a simple message hangs above James Theus's front door in West Jackson.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day.
Theus has spent the last few months hospitalized after an act of kindness left him an amputee. He was helping a friend jumpstart a stranded car when another driver slammed into them, pinning him between the two vehicles.
I heard this loud, "Pah-ya, ya, ya." I never forget that sound.
Theus's right leg is filled with rods and covered in bandages. His left gone from the thigh down.
I looked down and saw that. I said, man, that's an ugly sight.
Theus has not stood up since the accident. He uses a wheelchair to get around, but he hopes not for long.
I look forward to that. I pray for that. I rehab for that. I work toward that effort.
Theus says the best prescription for pain has been prayers from friends and family.
It was amazing that so many people came to my side. called me and informed me that they was praying for me.
Despite losing his leg and undergoing more than 10 surgeries, Thea says he would not change anything about the last few months. As he will tell you, this is a second chance he's thankful to have.
To know that I have a purpose in life, to know that God is not through with me.
In West Jackson, Victoria Taylor, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
James Theus is known for his humanitarian work across Jackson, most notably his work with the Society for African American Cultural Awareness.
Well, it was a generally quiet night across West Tennessee. After 5 o'clock, we saw some thunderstorms starting to develop. Now this is the way Viper Doppler radar is looking. You can see the clusters are concentrated down in McNairy and Hardin counties, and it looks like that we have the prospects for some of these continuing at least through the next few hours south of I-40. We don't see a whole lot going on back here, but we do have this activity that is advancing to the east. We'll look for more of that to develop this afternoon. Now let's take a look around the region and get a little closer as far as these thunderstorms are concerned. In the Bolivar, Selmer area, you can see these develop through the mid-morning, early morning hours, and you can see the thunderstorms are pretty well south of Bolivar and in northern McNairy County. Another look around the area, and we'll look at some other regions. I think we'll go there, yeah, around the Savannah area. You'll see that some of these thunderstorms are pushing into Waynesboro and the Collinwood area of Wayne County, and going up to the Medina area, which picked up 5 inches of rain. Unofficial reports as much as over 7 inches of rain in Medina. Some more thunderstorms now about to move into the Jackson, Tennessee area. Well, we'll be taking a look at just what we can expect from the rainfall amounts today in that forecast coming up. Stay with us.